Hey, Clifford. The early bird catches the worm up in here, huh? Actually, it says you're no longer in here with me, Clifford. Please don't be that guy. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's just 3. Yeah, now I got a notification. Hey, Riley. Where's my camera on? Oh, sorry, Chipper, if you're in here, yes. Chipper asked me a minute ago if I was live streaming. We have Clifford, Riley, Sasquatch, Adam, the wife. Hold on, let me respond to that. And in case that was a check to see if my volume was up on my phone, it no longer is. That was the performance checks, all that was. Boy, Ray, got a cat and a dog hiding under my desk with me right now because the daughter's making sure her everyday carry is operating correctly. No, we got. I can get a smartphone or an iPhone if I want one, but anyway, yeah. What's that?
I'll take that real quick.
What happened?
Hold on, I'll show you. We're in there. Like it's just not loading. Hold on.
You got a squib.
It's never done that before, so I don't know why it's doing that.
How do you do this?
Do you want me to take it off?
That's how you do it, right?
Now you pull both of those down.
Oh, both of them down.
And then to pull it just a little bit and then pull the trigger.
Oh.
There.
Have you considered taking it apart and cleaning it since you know how?
I don't got none of the stuff.
WD-40.
Take this little thing out again.
No, I'm fixing to hand it back to you, and you're gonna take that and then go out there and hose the whole thing down,
Okay.
and then take it apart and wipe it down, and then put this on it and put it back together and try again.
Okay, so just hose it down with this and then wipe it off and then put that on there
Yes.
on the inside part.
Well, yeah. You're gonna go. There is a butt ton of smoke in that thing. That from every time you pull the trigger on one of these semi-automatics, some of that stuff comes back into your gun, so you have to clean after you shoot. Sorry, guys. What were we talking about? That was that was a mouse trap. She was having trouble setting her mouse trap. So yeah. Hey, Sid's dad, Ted, Anonymous American, Aiden, who need up in Antiques out for a few weeks ago, blah blah. Oh, cool. Who else we got in here? Yay, Chipper. All right. Hey guys, this is going to be the best ever live stream if I ever get started. The Taurus G2 Millennial or whatever refused to cycle. It would not allow you to set the trap. It would not accept the spring thing. But it looked like coal burning stove. So. No, it's a nice little pistol. Just it's had a lot of rounds run through it and no swabs run through it. Absence of operator maintenance, I believe is what it would be considered. Anyway, the title of tonight's live stream. Here, let me turn the light back off. I think maybe I don't have to try to figure out how to take somebody else's rat trap apart. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. Tonight's live stream is about self-reliance versus self-sufficiency. I keep hearing, why is that having a sharp edge on it now? Anyway, pretty sure if you get some more close out of it, it'll be fine. There is a difference between being self-reliant and self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency is a unicorn. Now, a family or a group can be self-sufficient, but in order for them to acquire self-sufficiency, even a group to acquire self-sufficiency, they have to learn a valuable thing called contentment. Self-reliance is possible in modern day. You can work a regular 9 to 5, and if you're showing up to work, clocking in, doing your job, making your pay, paying your bills, doing all that, you're self-reliant. You're trying to be. Got you. Been tickling my nose for about 30 minutes now. We'll not do that again. Oh, anonymous, that's right. That's funny. Good. Sorry. Hey. Anyway, dude, everybody knows who you are. I'm going back to calling you savage. Because it's easier on me, that's why. If you're homesteading and you're going to do chickens and goats and all that stuff, in order to be self-sufficient at that, you have to be able to grow all of your own hay, all of your own supplemental feed. You can't, if you have to go to Tractor Supply or wherever to buy feed, if you have to buy dog food, if you're homesteading and you have to buy dog food, then
where did I put that at?
now, did you take it apart?
Yes, I just put it back together before.
All the little pieces?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you put the, okay. Hold on. I gotta take the camera back off a minute. Because you put the oil on, or while you're putting it back together.
Comes off. This comes out of there. And as far as any other pieces coming off, I don't know how it comes off. Or wood or whatever.
Let me see your rag. Hey, that's my rag.
I should probably go get another rag. It's not all the way dry. It just starts smearing everywhere.
Well, the reading, see that? That's the reason for the wiping it down and then putting oil on it. We're going to have to strip it again, but this will get you out the door if you don't blow a gasket, maybe. Not that I'm that kind of person, but that kind of person. This stuff won't give you a chemical burn. That's the beauty of it. There was actually white rust on that spring. When did your gun get wet?
I had some.
Someplace where you were storing it, there was too much humidity.
In the glove box of my old car.
Hey.
Oh. Do I? Oh, the little packets, yeah.
Oh. broke it.
Got it.
Well, I forgot this is the one that's actually for this. But WD-40 isn't a lubricant. Well, not much of one. Pretty good at cleaning stuff up. Sorry, guys. I know this is not what y'all signed on for, but this is what we're doing. She's headed to a part of the world which I would not recommend going to today. He grown-ish. So, I forgot which way it goes. Is it supposed to be purple? Which way? Where's this go? Is it supposed to burn money? Why does it feel so unnatural? I forget how this works.
Yeah, to put this part all the way in back here.
That's retarded. Yes. Whatever it was doing, it was choking it up pretty bad. Give me two.
Oh, sorry.
Whatever. Forget this image ain't gonna save you.
It does.
See, the casing's not coming all the way up on the back. It's not going in straight.
So is it maybe the clip? Because it came with another one. I don't have it here, but
Did it not come with this one?
yeah, it came with the two of them.
Yeah, it's not. That's supposed to be all the way in there, not be up.
When I brought it in the house the other day, I grabbed it.
Oh. Well then, yeah, you can't depend on this. I don't know. We'll take it apart and see what's broke.
Okay.
I didn't know you dropped it. I just thought it was messing up. But yeah, that's supposed that. If that's not locked in, it can't push the. It's not. See, that's probably not supposed to be like that. I'll have to. I don't have the schematics. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't think it's. Oh, that's working. It's not.
No, it never automatically goes up like that.
What's supposed to do that?
Well, anyways, I'm leaving. I will see you later.
Hey, leave that here and I'll look at it. Huh?
You don't find cheap acreage. If we did, we'd already bought it.
Yeah. There's no such thing, Ruthless Legionnaire. That was ruined by all of the doomer porn channels and said that were screaming, you got to get the heck. Are you going to try it with the other magazine or something? Is that your brother's house?
Oh, some or something. Probably on top of the closet.
Hold on, guys. I can be right back.
That's like, it's like that.
Yeah, I figured you could go with the other one. It's in the pickup, man. No, they open guns in your mom's parts. Don't tell her. Okay. Now then, I have no idea where I was at. Smell like gun oil. Okay. I've checked all of the cheap and free. There's cheap land in West Texas. You can't live there. There's no water. It doesn't rain. It's 1,000,000 degrees in the summertime. The only thing that lives out there is lizards and snakes and ticks and stuff like that. You can live out there if you have access to modern amenities, as in electricity, gasoline, modern building supplies, stuff like that. You can do it in West Texas, far West Texas. You can't go out there and just, no, I'm going to buy these 20 acres and live out here. I mean, there's all that terra stuff and like that. That's a big scam. The guys that are selling the property, these people are selling it. The people let it go back. They sell it again. It's just rolling over. They're getting the down payment on the same piece of property 15, 20 times before somebody makes a go of it, because the people get out there, they don't realize that, hey, I can't just come out here and park a camper, dig a hole in the ground, and it's going to fill up with water. Oh, it's okay. We'll sleep with the windows open. That's great. Yeah, we've got an 85-degree breeze blowing across us at night while we're trying to sleep. And the baby's screaming and crying because they sweat running down into the eyeball. All the milk's all sour because the refrigerator ain't working. There's independence, which you do everything on your own. There's self-reliance, where you rely on yourself for everything, or your group relies on for everything. Now, you being able to rely on yourself is one thing, but can you be truly self-reliant if, in order to do the things you need to do to be self-reliant, you have to have access to a hardware, feed store, a hospital, an online store, power grid, a machine shop, a blacksmith, because if you're off grid, you're not going to have enough power to run a machine shop. So, yeah, you could probably build a pump for your windmill if you could build a windmill yourself and get it down. But there again, yeah, that's not self-reliance, because you're going to have to buy the stuff to build a windmill, especially if you're in far West Texas. You ain't cutting no trees down and milling nothing into no windmill. You're going to have to go to somebody else's property over there on the mountains, trespass in there and cut down their 80, 90, 100-year-old pine trees and drag them back to your property, and to build a short, and I mean short, windmill. Are you out here, Sid's dad? Sorry that I've been having stuff, but welcome to America. She wants to go do something with a friend, and they're going to go to a big city, and she didn't want to go, and she was freaking. Oh, everybody's just trying to run you off. Okay, but do y'all see what I'm saying there? Self-sufficiency, self-reliance is, you can rely on yourself to get things done, but everything comes in levels. Self-sufficiency, you can be self-sufficient in levels. I don't think there's ever been an individual who was self-sufficient. Even Heidi's granddad up on the mountain had to go down to the village every once in a while. It's how many people in here think that they could be totally self-reliant and self-sufficient? Seriously, 100 acres of gently sloping property with water at 100 foot. All you got to do is dig a 100-foot deep hole, and you got water. Or 130, actually, but I digress. That's the deal. You can't. Seriously. Is there anybody that? I I grow my own food. Where do you get your seeds? Are those seeds from your garden last year? If we were trying to depend on the seeds from our garden last year to grow this year's garden, all of our stuff died last year. No, they didn't produce. We got no seeds from our garden. 1 year. 1 year. Took 1 year to end our self-reliance on our seeds. AC 103, Will and Uman. It's silly. We thought we could do that here. I mean, we were actually producing more eggs than our customers could consume. We were urgently seeking more customers to buy our product. We actually had guys that were buying the young roosters. We weren't having to just kill them and stuff them in the freezer for crying out loud. But we weren't self-sufficient on it. We thought we were doing all great and stuff, and then it occurred to me, I mean, we're spending $75 a month at the feed store. We had a lot of chickens. With the number of chickens that we have right now, it's not too bad. We're $13 worth of scratch lasts over a month, well over a month. But that's still, I mean, without that scratch, those chickens wouldn't continue. They wouldn't lay every day. And I wouldn't be able to keep them in where they were reasonably safe from predators. I wouldn't sell them to live roosters, Squat. That was the stipulation. So I'm not into that. I'm the guy that thinks you ought to kick the door in on those places and set the roosters free. Cockfights and dog fights, all the same to me. I mean, you want to give 2 old boys a pocket knife each, throw them down in that ring, they grown. They can make that decision for themselves. Wow, and if the coyotes got a taste for them, they'll be back. Wait a minute, what 2 men wanting to take out? I mean, if you're the kind of guy that's okay with throwing 2 dogs into a pit and letting them shred each other so you can bet on it, I mean, you're in the wrong room. Seriously, you're in the wrong room. Oh, yay, Squatch. Did you build you a blind yet? I mean, predator control. I mean, you have to be on predator watch all the time. I may not give Kirsten back her dog. I never expected him to actually be worth something, but apparently he got the gene for the, no, those dogs don't get to play. So, but there's this whole ways, some of the ways that I think a person could increase their self-sustainability or self-reliance and self-sufficiency. Self-sustainable, that's an impossible dream. Sustainable is possible. Self-sustained, because there's no way you cannot have on a 100-acre farm, you can't be the diesel mechanic, because if you're self-sufficient, you make your own diesel parts. You don't go to the tractor store. See what I'm saying? It's and if you're not if you need money to keep your thing going and you're selling your product, then you are now reliant upon your customers. Self-sufficiency and self-reliance they're different. You can be independent. You can be self-employed. But I no longer buy into the self-reliant or self-sufficient thing. You have a group of people, and it's been proven here in this part of Texas, if you've got the right land, and this was 80 years ago, that you could make it go on 160 acres. That was 100 years ago. There was more water here then. The water table is getting lower and lower and lower, which means there's less and less water available. I think I'm going to pick up a couple more water containers because I can. I have to order a magazine for this. I have to do a complete takedown on this thing. Anyway, sorry. It's driving me nuts. Just remembered something. Oh, guns you still in here? I gotta text this because I just remembered something important. No, see, like, you'll never make it in this part of the world on a 3-acre patch. He just noticed she was gone. 1 second, please. What? The dog is just crying.
Shallow.
No, he's fine. I don't know. He may be answering another dog. Yes, it is annoying. A lot of people talk about the green lights, the red lights, and this, that, and everything else, and they do work really good. The low intensity ones, where if you're close and stuff, but if it's a bright green light or a bright red light that allows you to see from a distance, they can tell the difference. They're like, why is everything so much easier to see here? Hey, Tibor. Thermals and stuff like that, and that's if you watch the game cams with the UV and all that stuff, you can. I mean, they're not supposed to be able to see ultraviolet light, right? Every time that light comes on, they see it. So, and that's it. None of us are ready to be totally self-sufficient, and that goes back to that thing I was talking about. I don't know when I do that live stream about, uh, you know, I'll let everybody know I'm going to be at X, and if you want to meet, then we'll get together at X, because I mean, y'all all got a group of people, right? Y'all got 5, 10, 15 people right there in your backyard that you're tight with, right? Y'all can do anything. Y'all take over the world, right? Y'all got friends. Y'all got friends in this, right? I mean, like right there. I didn't think so. 2 hours up the road is 2 hours up the road. That if half a tank of fuel away and half a tank of fuel back when the pumps ain't running, or when a tank of fuel's $200, the cost of everything goes up, but the pay doesn't. That makes that 2 hours a long ways off. Shallow. She will be back tomorrow. You had a Amarillo Monday? There's a couple of people I'd like to meet up in Amarillo. And what's funny is there's people in Amarillo that I know are preppers, but the other people that I know online in Amarillo don't know these people. Now I'm a prepper. I'm not a revolutionary or whatever you want to call yourself. It's not rich yuppies, but you know, the mid 20 or early 20s to early 30s people that have had enough of trying to make a go of it when everybody else is trying to make a go of it in the same big city, they want out. They watched Little House on the Prairie when they were a kid. They hear these people talking about how wonderful it is to be a homesteader and how easy it is and this, that, and everything else on YouTube and stuff. None of the people on here are telling it straight. Oh yeah, we do this and this and this and this and this with my little Amish beard or whatever. Dude, that's a $50,000 tractor. How many people going out there grabbing 20 acres going to be able to throw down $50,000 for a tractor? Off camera, nobody sees that you got two hired hands. Tell it straight. I mean, it's how I paid for my school clothes when I was a kid. You can't farm by yourself. You got to have somebody to help you. There's only so many hours in the day, and when conditions are right for you to get the stuff in the ground, you need somebody on the den. You can't drive 24 hours a day. You can't do it. So you have to have somebody to help. You can't run irrigation 24 hours a day. You have to have somebody to help. And yeah, you got anybody priced a circular water, one of those roundy round water irrigation systems or whatever lately? Yeah, everybody can grab one of those up cheaper than owl piss. I'll be right back and get a coffee. I've been gone more than I've been there on this one. Sorry, I didn't realize I was actually out of coffee. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, boop. I don't think they canceled Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, she's in here, I think, Ted. Yes, it's a Wes in his habitat. Can't invite Rob on here tonight because he's out being an attentive husband, I believe, or something. What are we talking about here? When they decided to end Little House on the Prairie, they literally blew up Walnut Grove. That's how they ended the show. I was like, wow. So what is one of those? One of those what? Y'all gonna have to like write longer comments explaining what y'all talking about because I was gone for a little bit. But anyway, they got this whole romantic notion in their head about doing this stuff. Like Eureka Springs. I mean, there's people living there now that, well, you know, all the shops are open, but there's nothing for sale that's worth buying. And people put blankets on trees. And stuff. Intentive? I don't know. Attentive is, you know, taking her out on a date and stuff, you know, dinner, drinks, dancing, stuff like that. It's Eureka Springs is turning into San Francisco, is what it is. Let's see, he didn't shoot the dog when you brought it home after, you know, or he's letting you have all them cows and stuff. Man, I can't get along with my neighbor. Politically impossible. There's a reason government was supposed to be broken into state, regional, county, local. Because the more people you get in the same room, the less people agree on anything. It's just, Carol and Betty, that's something that I hear women do it all the time. Talk about how shitty, for lack of a better word, their husbands are and stuff. And, you know, I mean, the guy's worked himself to the bone for years or whatever. So, anyway. I'm not real good at that joke. So, well, then he must be attentive. Because a good husband is an attentive husband. What do y'all think about this ammo stuff as far as self-sufficiency goes? I don't care how much you stockpile, sooner or later it's going to run out. And you do not have the capability of making smokeless powder. So, you know, even if your ammo supply doesn't run out, how long can you actually hand that down from generation to generation before, you know, they completely forget what those things are? Oh, well, if you had a bad husband, you had a bad husband. Those are possible. But anyway. When all the ammo's gone, there will be no need for guerrilla warfare. Ruthless. I mean, it's well, that's the deal. You're not going to have any more ammo. So you spend all that time on the bells and whistles and the fancy toys and stuff, and there's not even enough real steel there to make a plowshare. So, time well spent. It's my son and them. They're doing. They got chickens. They're going to try to do the little chicken coop in the backyard and grow their own eggs thing. Hey, Steve, which is a good plan. They've got a big backyard. They're fixing to find out whether or not they can do this thing. Bow and arrow is pretty good for hunting and stuff like that, but after the first arrow is shot in combat, everybody knows where it came from. I mean, yeah, those stupid things are expensive. I mean, beyond reason, I think. Yeah, Sasquatch, that's what we need right there. That works great until you got the guy with his regular once. What is it? What is mine again? Anyway, with who can reach out and tap you at 350 yards on the run. Nope. And if you can shoot me with an arrow, I can shoot you with an arrow. The whole thing is, the best way for a tribe to be successful is to make friends with the tribe next door and make it a bigger tribe. The reason the island of England was so easy to conquer was that it was all a bunch of tribes. Until the tribes started joining, and then they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the one tribe won. And those weren't even the tribes that started out there. Okay, Walter, I thought you had it, but that's fine. It's in the drop down of this thing, the description or whatever. Can you make your own bow? Can you make your own arrows? Because they break. Stupid $high arrows. I mean, you miss one time, hit a rock, hit a tree. Next thing you know, you don't have an arrow anymore. That was Quigley's problem. He ran out of bullets and he didn't have his reloading gear. Yes, good optics are important here. If you're not hunting in a blind where there's a feeder and stuff, chances of getting a shot at a deer in this part of the world inside of 200 yards are next to none. I mean, the end. That's why I want the shorter magazines for my AR when you're cruising for hogs or whatever, and then you see some and you can't flip the gun out of the vehicle because it's got all this crap hanging off of it. I'll quit carrying it. I'm just gonna be toting the SKS because it's easier to get in and out of the vehicle. Bamboo arrows are great, but I mean, bamboo takes a lot of water. I tried to grow bamboo down here. I couldn't even keep it alive in my gray water. It's not that hard, but it's time consuming. So now you've got to take time off from watching your property and your animals and stuff like that to spend working over a fire, straightening your arrows, your shafts for whatever. In a good arrow is actually made the same way a bow stave is. It's not a twig. It's, you actually split the tree down into sticks, and then you whittle it down into a nice round projectile. Man, if it weren't for hurting the resale value of that thing, that poker would already be gone. Dull. It's dull. It rattles. It's an extra pound or whatever on the gun that I don't need. I've never wanted to be the guy that was jumping from foxhole to foxhole, running around from brick wall to brick wall, trying to make sure somebody's mama didn't ever see him again. I never wanted to be that guy. I've always wanted to be the guy that, hey, let's all go home. I know it's, in some situations that's unrealistic, but that's what they make bows out of. I'm not going to go through all the trouble to make a Osage bow. I mean, it's a good bow, but yeah, do one little thing wrong and it breaks. Yeah, some of the ones that are all together, like that one in there, it's like all the numbers match and all that stuff. It's got all the pieces apart. It's got the clean, and I've never taken the cleaning kit out of the butt. I've got, I want to say I got the pouches and stuff in the stripper clips. Hold on here. Yeah, true, Sasquatch. And that's everybody's like, oh, you've got to have at least a 45-pound draw to go hunting. No. You just have to be willing to wait until you've got the shot. The arrow doesn't need to go all the way through the animal to kill it. It needs to go all the way through the important stuff. Preferably your point and stuff stays in there. And I don't know. Depends on whether or not you can get it straight. I've never made arrows out of Osage. I don't know. Osage is rare as hen's teeth around here. Though what grows, but getting straight, you're not going to do it in Texas. I mean, I know where there's 5 or 6 trees, but you're not going to get a bow stave out of it. You might get some 30-inch arrows or whatever, but you can make an arrow out of oak if you need to split. Pecan. It's just like I say, your chances are your self bow is going to be 30 to 40-pound bow, and if you're actually making it right, I mean, it doesn't have to be a hardwood arrow. Well, I haven't really tried that. The closest I've ever got to a deer here stock hunting was 150 yards. But that was on a big open piece of property. I wouldn't stock hunt around here anymore for nothing. There are so many deer blinds. And you've got to be, you can't, when you're stock hunting, you can't have safety orange and stuff like that on. So you're out there and the guy in the blind's not going to see you. And he's shooting a 300 Magnum or whatever. And that freaking, slug goes through the deer and into you, 100 yards further down range or whatever. There's too much money in leasing your land to big city boys around here. Yeah, or now I can't think of there's a thorny tree that grows in South Texas is a good one. Here, we have it's called arrowweed. That's what I would use here. Or you can, if you can find them that are long enough, which is the tricky part, you can make them out of the yucca stalks. It's not the best arrow in the world. You can make an arrow out of it. I've never been able to make an arrow over 29 inches out of yucca, though. Well, yeah, you can set snares and stuff, but snares take wire. Wire is a consumable. The that wire they sell at Tractor Supply for electric fences makes pretty good snare wire, but it's a little stiff for rabbits. It'd do beaver, raccoon, fox, coyote. It's not stout enough for deer or hog, but you don't want to get them started on your product. They're a weed, sister. When they take over, they take over. They're hell to get rid of once they get going. Yeah, and I wish I got the stuff. I bought arrows. I got tips. I got the hay. Just getting out there and doing it. I actually have a tree out there that I need to go out there and start making the bow on. True. Guns. Safety wires, and that stuff's cheap. And you can get that in gauges. That yeah. When I make the bow, I will make vids of me making it. I have How many videos are out there on that stupid Arizona cypress bow that I made? Is it one video or two? Still got that around here. It still shoots. It's a good bow. I'll show you my front yard. And I started with the grandchild. Don't regret letting him do it at all. The laugh was worth it. But he found out that if you slapped a yucca stalk, it made a really cool rattling sound and it snowed little black flakes. So he would run around slapping yucca stalks. And, well, things happened. Exactly what Gunn said, buy some safety wire. It's like well, not endless, but there's a lot of snares on there. The I don't know. If you got a good net catch on a deer, that wire would probably end him whether it choked him out right there or not. So, yeah, same thing. And there'll just be a clump of yuccas around that yucca plant the next year, and then it just continues to get worse. But the thing is, I mean, becoming self-reliant, it's not, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set the goal to be self-reliant, but you have to realize that you're looking at levels of self-reliance or self-sufficiency. You're, come on, Paul Bunyan, the guy responsible for the Rocky Mountains and the Sierra Nevadas or whatever. Him and what was his name? The Blue Ox. He even had his ox. Yeah, I've found some wild carrots. Only problem is I've got the non-wild carrots and the wild carrots both grown side by side. One of them's not edible and the other one is. Babe was ox. Babe the blue ox. Sorry. I never bought that story. I'm just saying. Nobody, Bill Bass or whatever. If he hadn't had help, he wouldn't have survived the bear. He didn't do all that without help. Mr. Glass. Was it Glass or Bass? Glass, whatever. Anyway, it's, they treated him before they left him, so he had help at least that time. And then no matter which story you read, some Indian or somebody helped him later. And that's the thing. I mean, if traps are going to be good 3 or 4 years after a major ding. But unless you're running rat traps, and snake traps, you're limiting yourself, because there's not going to be any deer or antelope or buffalo or beef or anything. Shit. Probably if the grid goes down, over half of the beef will starve to death in 2 months. And more to follow. No, yeah. Okay. Are we going to have a catch and cook there, Steve? Not wild boar, feral hogs. Catch the little ones and stuff and feed them. They'll tame out. They're just a pig. Now if they get loose, they're gone. But they're pigs. If you catch them young or whatever, they'll calm down. They get used to being fed, and they'll get fat, and then you kill them. Well, there's that, Steve. Of course, are we having a catch and cook on this trap? That's what I want to know. Are you doing a live trap? Are you going to be merciful? Do you have pictures of the rat? I'm asking. Yeah, you can't. Even in Texas, you can't shoot an air rifle inside the city limits. Gun is a gun is a gun. An air rifle is not a toy. An air rifle is a lethal weapon. You point your BB gun at me, I'm going to shoot you. But I'm going to shoot you in the leg or something. Okay. There's a rat. Okay, you're gonna go hang out with your attentive husband? What? See what I did there? Later, Beatty. Have a good night. You can get air rifle and 50 caliber now, I think. shoots 50 caliber slugs or arrows. You know, whatever, 150 grains of lead traveling at 980 foot per second. That's going to make a mark. It's going to make a hole. Well, if you see one, there's more than, just for the record. Don't set the trap directly in the path. Put it to the side. Just FYI. To where, you know, they're traveling their path and they see it and they can sneak up to it in the safety of their little covered path and check it out. And then because, well, bad things happen. And if it's a big rat, you still need to secure the trap, or it, you know, if you get a shoulder or something, you won't have a trap. And then you'll just have a three-legged rat that knows not to mess with that thing. All right, guns. Have I ever been, you asking me, Ruthless? Have I ever been stalked by a predator? A few times. Sometimes I knew what it was, sometimes I didn't. Oh, it goes up. Yeah, that's a black one. You need to get rid of it. Yeah, what Sasquatch said. I've been looked at hard by a puma twice, I think. I've had a close miss with feral dogs. Um, and at least once there was a thing in the trees that I didn't know what was. All right, guns. Have fun watching your sitcoms and enjoy your time with your sitcom peoples. First time I ever seen a live cougar was in Pennsylvania. It scared the ever-loving snot out of me. but I scared it too, so it ran off. It wasn't expecting me to be there. I wasn't expecting it to be there. And I stepped, it was right at a roadside bar. And I ran in that roadside bar. And man, there is a puma outside there. Well, I said a cougar, a mountain lion. And there hasn't been any mountain lions in this part of the world since blah, blah, blah. Every dog, they had a kennel behind the bar. Every one of them dogs went off. They're like, well, something out there. It's probably a stray dog or coyote or something. I went ahead and finished my trip. Come back because I was going to town for the weekend. Come back and stopped in there for a second because you could get a sandwich. And they were like, hey, the other day, blah, blah, blah. That stupid cat had made the mistake of running through the kennel and he shredded 3 dogs. And they were like, maybe you did see something. But yeah, just because you don't see the predators don't mean you know it. Bears are predators. Bobcats are predators. Coyotes are predators. Foxes are predators. Bobcats, lynx, feral cats. Yeah, eagles, owls. All kinds of predators out there. First time I ran into that kind of cougar was before they were calling them cougars. So we just called them ladies that knew what they were doing. Roar, she's firing her lasers. It's actually surprisingly smooth also. Never been chased by a Yeti. I don't know. Are they vegetarians? According to Bob Gillum, he thinks they're Bigfoots and Yetis are carnivorous. Chimpanzees are predators. Gorillas are herbivores. Dogs are predators. We had a cougar, like literally just outside of our camp when we were doing the 7-day thing. Me and Lee and Rob down there on Bob's place. I had a walk stand on my foot, or a skunk stand on my foot. I was reading the chat and Walt came out of my mouth instead of skunk. Sorry, Walter. Bobcats are serious. I do not want to be in a room with a bobcat. Bobcat could take you out. The chances are you'd win in a fight, but you're going to the hospital. Coyotes are your atypical dog. They'd just as soon leave. I have been attacked by a badger, but I had a clean place to run and he didn't. That is probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Didn't like it. Was out in the oil patch doing some work and I had to go. I was like, oh, look, they dig these test pits or whatever for caliche. And it was maybe 40, 50 yards from the tank battery. And I was like, I'll just run over there and grab me a couple of rags out of the toolbox and went over there and was doing my business. And next thing you know, this little short, snarling ball of fur comes running out of a hole. Apparently, he didn't appreciate where I decided to use the bathroom. I don't know when he stopped running, but he didn't run as far as I did. That's messed up, Steve. She gets in the States. She probably got a driver's license. She's gone to the store with us before, so she does do that. Thinking about going shark fishing. One of the guys I know that lives down by the coast, he says the sharks are running right now. So if I went down there, I might actually hook into a shark. I was swimming with dolphins once before I found out that those daggum things have actually been known to bite people. I was like, what? Yeah, dolphins can nip you. Why are you doing this again? They were not the silver ones. They were the dark ones that look kind of like orcas or whatever. Did you run over the MP on purpose, Rachel? I want to know. I would like to have another Taco Bell dog, but every time I get one, somebody decides to run it over. So I probably won't ever fall in love with little things and then they get killed. I'm thinking about making Shiloh my truck dog. If he'll ever learn to listen to me. Okay, that's what I figured. It was more just a love tap, huh? Excuse me, I'm parking here. Anyway, anybody got any ideas on how you get self-reliant? Get more self-reliant in your situation or anybody else's? What are things you could do to be self-reliant, self-sufficient? Oh, jeez. Oh, geez, Rachel. Well, you're not going to be one of those people that has to put out an alert. Oh, broadcast an alert on the World Wide Web. Going to the store, everybody park. And Ruthless, that is the key to the whole thing, is you have to practice everything. Like Corsair, he's going to practice problem removal over the next couple of days. Rachel was practicing obstruction removal. And, you know, do you have a personal protective device that you need to know how to take apart and put back together? I was at the big box sporting goods store, and this lady come in, and she's like, I just don't know how to do this. I can't get this thing apart. Okay. But literally it was her concealed carry, and she didn't know how to take it apart to clean it. But she already had her CCW or CCP. And she was wearing a badge. Yes, it is. If my state legislators continue to do their job appropriately, it will no longer be an issue. Well, I know I have friends that teach the CCW here, or CCP, whatever, and they show you how to handle your weapon. They show you how to care for your weapon. Oh, if it goes, David will sign it. If it gets through, but it's got to get to his desk. And right now, with everybody still buying ammo up like they were never going to see another round, it's kind of hard to practice with your sidearm. Okay, thank you, Raleigh. I'll check it out. No, check it out. Check it out on my phone. But I got to turn the air conditioner on, guys. I got the air conditioner off so y'all can hear me. I may have to. That's not what I want to do. Where's my thing? There. I don't see it, Rodney. But maybe that's it. Or maybe not. Okay. Oh, okay. Apparently, you are now following me on Instagram. Oh, Steve, you still in here? I gotta know now. I hadn't checked Instagram in a few days. Did you ever figure out what them fruits was? Yeah, something like that. Sasquatch. But it's like anywhere else. Most people, um, they put their gear on. They show up to work. You know, like the Walmart people. They don't try to be the best Walmart employees out there. They put their schmuck on and they go to work. That's it. That's what they do. Exactly, Sasquatch. That's I wouldn't want to have to use any of my tools right now because it's been so long since I was able to shoot to any degree at all. Well, I have kept myself okay with the revolver, but that's a different world. A revolver, you don't go bang, 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 bang. A revolver, you make each shot count. It's a different, it's different. Loquat, Loquat. Yeah, that's the deal. They're all different. If you buy a new one, then you need to practice it. Like I can't hit the broadside of a barn with this uh, little G2, but my daughter can. Uh, I can uh, put all 6 rounds in this tennis ball at 15 steps with that uh, Security 6, but I can't do that with the Beretta. I can't do it with the Glock. Now, your oxygen transfer bags or whatever, yeah, out. But that's a lot bigger area. Well, Billy, why would you care if you left brace casings? That's we don't we're not worried about that aspect of anything. And it's easier to keep up with your casings because you take them out, and you put them in your pocket so you can reload them. Surprised you? Yeah. Um, I actually want to get me a small revolver for a daily carry. Just they make more sense to me. I don't want stray rounds. In the event that I had to use it, I want the rounds to hit the intended destination. And stop. I don't know, Ruthless. I'm not in law enforcement, so um, I'm actually really, really happy those guys are around 99% of the time. Yeah, if you're living your life to where you need to have, extra magazines and stuff on you and stuff, you're living wrong. You're doing something wrong. You are going to the wrong part of town. You are hanging out with the wrong people. You're not making friends. Okay, well, we're starting to swing over way too political for my channel. So, yeah, we need to quit it, or I'm going to hit that end broadcast button. Go back, watch some of my past live streams, watch any of my old videos and stuff. We don't do politics on here. We don't talk about that. I mean, I don't do it. Not on this channel. If you want to get together, send me an invite, man. We'll have some coffee. We'll talk all about this stuff. But I want to see your face. That way, if you turn out to be some uh, less than righteous individual, uh, I know what you look like. Yeah, ducks. Ducks are unless you have a pond and catfish with carp and tilapia and stuff in it, don't get ducks there. How's that? We'll get some more coffee. Be right back. mean, I don't see anybody's icon over here. I don't see a single one of these icons over here that's got anybody's face on it. Except for this one. So, well, Uman, maybe. Okay, and me. Well, you weren't talking, Mark, dadgummit. But you, I'll sit down and drink sweet tea and talk politics to you all day long. It's better. But I'm just saying, I mean, you know, it's you know, this is not the place to talk about this stuff. It's not. It doesn't. It's not just any good. I mean, all the people in here are either going to be totally against trolling the channel, or they're already going to be on the same page. I used to do comments on stuff like that back before they made it next to impossible to get it by anybody. You want to know where I stand on anything, you can go back and watch my old vids. I've been making these things for 4 years, for crying out loud. I've got some really good vids back in the old stuff that's on 8 or 9 views or whatever. And people just don't want to go back and watch the old stuff. That I was talking about what's going on today. Wait a minute. Holy crap. Have I been on YouTube? How long have I been on YouTube, for crying out loud? Holy smokes. I've been on there 6 years. 6 or 7 years. I think. I know I was on here before that last guy got elected. Too long? That's true. Chip does do that. When you tell your wife that it's okay if she talks about me because she's pretty enough to get away with it. Mark. I can't believe I'm not burnt out on this already. Which I did. I went through a phase where I was like totally burnt out. Right now I have trouble mustering up the extra energy to do videos because, okay, I can go out and I can do this task, which is going to take me 20 minutes. Or I can go out and I can spend 3 hours on it. Yeah. Oh no, she's met her. She knows she's pretty. Y'all lift the missus up. She's been under the weather for a couple of weeks now. She needs some healing. She's not feeling well. She puts a lot of effort into keeping a good face on while she's at work and stuff. But then as soon as you can tell that it's rough. Okay, Sasquatch, we'll see you later. Anyway, that's 2. I've been on here 2 hours anyway. The I've got a poll or whatever going on the community page. If you want to go over there and answer the questions, if you haven't already, feel free to comment on those things. I do check them. I don't check them every day, 2 or 3 times, but it's hard to keep up with comments anymore because I don't get notifications about comments like I used to. I have to go in and find that people have commented. There's so many people trying to beat the system on here that they're making more and more rules. The same reason we got so much legislation that you don't know what you can and can't do in this country anymore. Because there was, they would make a rule to stop people from doing something that was obviously stupid. And then people would find a way to do it anyway through some loophole or whatever. So they'd have to make another rule covering that aspect. And then they'd make another rule. And then when you got like 20 damn laws over the same thing because people just, refused to stop doing something that was uncool. But, anyways, y'all do the best you can. Comment, or email me or whatever. I said this a lot. I mean, if you want me to make it, this is just me. If you want me to make a trip, if the missus can go, if it's somewhere where we can make a day trip or whatever, and the missus can go, yeah, we'll do that. But let me know. Send me an email. My email, I put my email in almost every one of my videos in the drop down. Wes S the real one on Instagram. I'm really easy to find. You can message me on there. Let me know. Facebook carries a lot of weight. Because you have to say who you are. So, anyway. I want to get, and this isn't so I can meet more people, and it is, but it's more to get people fired up to go and meet people where they're at. I'm not trying to increase the number of people I know in the real world. I'm trying to increase the number of people in your backyard that actually think the same way you do. Okay? But anyway. I'm out of here. God bless y'all. Y'all stay alive. Do not die. I will see y'all Wednesday. Well, Tuesday or Wednesday on Wes S the real one for Bible study. If I can ever get anybody to answer an email, I'm trying to get some people together for a Friday Night Live, but don't answer emails anymore. So, yeah. Love ya. Y'all talk.